Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Tuesday, November the 14th, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning, we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses. Our hypotheses are our trade plan. We do create multiple trade plans. We do not know what the market's going to do. Therefore, we look at what the normal auction would look like in various scenarios and then create a plan around those scenarios, then wait for the market to open up, see who's in control, and then execute the plan that best suits what the market is doing. We do not try to mold the market to our plan. We mold our plan to the market. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to during the pre-market session, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the RTH trading zone. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. So taking a look at yesterday, our main hypothesis was responsive buying up into the 79.80 area and then finding responsive sellers and rotating us lower down to test the 70.25, which is our key line in the sand right now. Hypo 2 was the opposite, moving down first and then rotating up. Hypo 3 was a open test drive. What really happened was a combination of Hypo 2 and Hypo 5, the alternative hypo, although we just didn't get very high. The nice thing is that the market gave us a beautiful cup and handle that we had two things that were going for us. Hold on a second. Trying to bring this cup and handle up. So here's the cup and handle here. It was valid until we got below 79. Our first target was 84.50. That was the overnight Globex high. We still had the IB high open. We had the Globex stat open, and then our primary target was the 25.85.50, and that we hit to the tick. And then we had the extended target. Now, extended targets are always bonuses. The primary target is always the 61.8 extension from the break of the right rim of the cup and handle. So this was a beautiful setup and got us long into the close waiting for that. Once we got up here, we kind of just went sideways. We created a P-shaped profile. This is generally some short covering that is happening, and really created some extension here. Now you would think that we would extend in the Globex with this happening, but we did not. In the Globex, we basically one ticked above the close, failed to this is another type of failed auction, and then we rotated down to the 77.25, came back up, and basically been going sideways around that 79 to 80 level, which is becoming very critical for us. We created a double distribution here with the LVN here at 78.25. We're coming down. We've created a weak low here with the double bottom just being put in now at 25.25. I do not anticipate that this is going to hold. I'm looking for them to come down and test that 70 level, but definitely test down to the 72. But I'm really watching how they come down and handle the 70 level. Below 70, I think that we could see some sellers being emboldened and trying to push it lower. So inventory overnight is pretty much 90% net short. So we are looking for some balancing coming into the RTH session and a rotation up towards this 79. Taking a look at the news, we just had news at 8:30. We had PPI. It came out at 0.4 versus expected 0.1. Year over year, 2.8 versus 2.4. So nothing really earth-shattering there. We had Red Book a couple minutes ago, and next is really the 4-week bill auction. We've got Great Britain Cunliffe. This is going to get more and more about Brexit and when they put the vote in. At 1:05, we got Bostic speaking, and that's about it for the news today. Now, Trump is on his way back from his Asia trip and looking to try to get this vote on the tax done. I don't know when it's going to be exactly, but it's supposed to be this week. So any news, headline news coming out about that is going to be a market mover. So just be cautious. They are breaking below the 75 and a quarter week low, coming down to 74s. So we're making a move early. We still have lots of time in the Globex, another 35 minutes to go, 32 minutes thereabout to see this go. Gold is breaking down as well, back below the composite VPOC. Let's just take one quick step back, take a look at this market macro to micro. I'm not going to go all the way to the monthly. I wanted to just start with the daily. You can see that we've fallen out of this channel. We're coming down. We've been trading inside of this wick from last Thursday, and we're coming down to test the 20. This trend looks like it's being violated, and possibility of a start of a new downward trend. How far that trend goes is totally unknown, but we've got lots of repair work to do below us, and we'll take a look at that. As I move down into the intraday, you can see that we're trying to get back above the 20, but we keep failing, and now we're breaking back down, and we're getting a continuation pattern to the downside. Going to the 30-minute, you can see that that's accelerating. We're getting slope and separation to the downside. And then going to the 5-minute, you can see that we've making new lows, and we've got slope and separation to the downside. Just trying to see if there's any naked crosses down there. There's a naked cross down here at the 72.50 level. So that is going to be a primary target for us below. Now that we're below the 9 and the 20, that 72.50 is a primary target. These naked crosses are like naked closes and naked VPOCs. They have a high probability of being tested and retested from this market. Going to the structure, the big picture structure, most important thing that we can talk about here is the fact that we have this longer microcomposite that starts all the way back on the 5th, and we're back inside of the value area. The value area high is 75.75. The value area low is 42.75. This brings us back into volume. See this low area right here, this low volume area? This is area that has to be properly auctioned. And you can see that when we came down and then gapped up, they accepted price down here at the 61 to 75. Our current microcomposite VPOC in this balance zone that starts from the 20th is right here at 73 and a quarter. So we're likely, if we can't get back above that 75, we're likely to chop around here and probably push down to the lower side of this value and towards this composite high volume node at the 2568. This was also an area where we tried to hold value before we took a full trip through the longer time frame value area down to that 4150 area. And then the next big target below, if we don't hold 68, is all the way down here at 62. Remember that our last week low was 63 and a quarter. The week before that was 62 and a quarter. So we'll come down here again. We're not likely going to hold this 62 area and bounce again. We're likely going to have to come down lower to pick up buyers lower. Immediate targets below that is the 59 and a quarter. The 56 area is going to be our major support because that is the smaller time frame balance that we gapped up from, and its microcomposite still is down here at 49, same as the longer time frame. So we've got overlapping price acceptance in shorter term and longer term microcomposites. If we can get back above the 75, the 3-day balance that we've been in is at the 80 area. This becomes a very important area between 78 and 80. If we can get back above it, then we get continuation and up towards that 85.50 again, yesterday's RTH high, and a move back to test this value area high at the 85.50, and then any break in that, we're back into full price discovery. Price discovery from the longer time frame microcomposite and price discovery from the shorter time frame microcomposite and from the 3-day balance. So this puts us clearly back into price discovery, and I'd be looking for a move to the 90 and a quarter. And of course, the unequalized all-time high that was put in Globex 2 weeks ago, Sunday, at 84.50. That still has to be equalized between the RTH and the Globex. So taking our levels, currently our overnight high is 82 and a quarter, basically one tick above the naked VPOC. Our low currently right now is 74 and a quarter, but that could shift. So we'll just have to keep an eye on this because we're likely to get some expansion here. The VPOC is not likely going to shift, so the VPOC is at 79.50. So just above the value area and into the main body of this P-shaped profile. And then we've got this LVN at the 78 and a quarter. We've got an LVN here at 77 and a quarter. I'm going to use the value area up to the value area and the LVN from overnight because of the double distribution. And then that is all the information I need from the Globex. Globex inventory, by the way, our volume is, we've been seeing a lot of volume coming in. Whoops, wrong one. Overnight, we've had, again, you can see that we've had OTF participation in this Globex session. Sorry, just gotta try to expand this out. So you can see that when Europe opened, the OTF was actively involved. Volume is 185, so likely be over 200,000. So that's heavy volume in the overnight. This, reeks of range expansion. So I'm thinking we could get a turnaround Tuesday and a trend day today. So just be careful, with your trading. Don't get stubborn in a trade if this market starts going in one direction. Our key line in the sand is going to remain the same. 72 becomes a trade level for us. The 75 is going to be our over underline. Because it is the value area of the microcomposite. And nothing really changes below us. So let's just, we're seeing the weakness coming in. We're seeing a possible trend change. Does that mean that the buy the dip buyers aren't going to step back in down here? They keep doing it. But how low are we going to go is going to be more of the question before those buy the dip buyers step in. We still have repair work to do above us, so don't get your short high. This is now on the SPX. 49 days, 49 consecutive days of not having as 0.5% retracement. The longest that is the longest since 1957. I'm sorry, longest since 1968, where we had 57 days, and the longest was in 1965, where we had 85 days. So we are seeing some incredible, stats being taken out. Hypotheses. Our main hypothesis is going to be the same as yesterday. Open auction, just in range, out of value, rotation up towards the value area, and the overnight VPOC in the 79, and somewhere between the 78 and the 82, looking for initiative sellers to step in and rotate us down to the 70, chop between the 70 and 73, and then push through down into the 64 area. The 20-period daily ATR is running at 1459, so off of the high overnight of 85 or 82 and a quarter, our downside daily ATR is at 67.75. Don't need this target because this will be a target. And off of the current low overnight, did we put a new low in? Let me just check to see. Yes, we put a new low in. We are putting a new low in, 74. So currently, I mean, it's likely to go lower, but 74 plus the 1459 full session daily average shoe range, 88.50. So let me make sure that's right. 74 plus 1459. $88.50. Okay, so that's our daily range. We have range capabilities to basically traverse all of yesterday's RTH session and still come down a little bit lower. So hypo 1, responsive buying up into the 78 to 82. Initiative sellers rotating us down to the 70, chopping between the 70 and the 73, pushing down into our 68, 67, 75, and pushing through down to the 64, maybe even a late day probe down into the 61 and show a new low put in below these fractal lows here at 62 and a quarter and 63 and a quarter, and that would stop the one-time framing up on the weekly. Hypo 2 is an open auction. In range, out of value, they push down to test the 70, and then somewhere between the 70 and the 67, maybe even a dip to 64, but finding responsive buyers and rotating us back up into the 75, chopping between the 75 and the 72, and then pushing up into the value area and coming up into this 82, and then basically going sideways. That is hypo 2. Hypo 3 is an open auction. In range, out of value, failure to get back above the 75, push down into the 70, chop between the 70 and the 72, and then fail, come down into the 61, and then push down through into this 56, maybe even down to the 49 as a trend day. That would be roughly about 35 points, 32 points. That is not without outside of the realm of possibility. Hypo 4 is a open auction, failure to take out the 70, rotate up, and basically chop between the 85 and the 70 area, and just going sideways as we continue to fight this value microcomposite value area high and chop between the two microcomposite VPOCs from 73 and 80. There is a fifth alternative, and because we kind of saw it yesterday, it would be a take-back day to the upside. Failure to break below the 72, get a drive up into the 78, chop here, push up into the 82, base here, put a higher low in, and then push up into the 88, 50 to 90 and a quarter, and close somewhere up here in around the 88 to 83 level. So that is my main hypothesis. Taking a look at gold, gold is below the composite VPOC right now. We are seeing some weakness coming in. They got as low as 69.70. All the levels remain the same. 72 is important, 68 is really important, 63 is critical. Any test down to 63 that does not get a quick bounce is likely to get a free fall and a big move down into that 48 to 50 area. If we can get back above the 76 area and accept this current balance in around the 78 area, then look for them to go up and test the 80 level, 83 to 85, and then you break about 85 back up into the 91 to 93. That's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the upside.